shall be on our glory. Because shameful spewing is that we sit there, we all of the oppression that we went through. See that? That's a shameful spewing right there. How people in 2019, he walked down the street, look at us like you niggas. Niggas like that, you will hear it come out their mouth. I don't deal with niggas. Right. I done heard niggas like that say, I don't deal with niggas.
That's right.
Sell out.
Sambo.
And it's some of the most disgusting display that you see walking down the street. Because when you see your brothers rising back up like this, something should make you think, something should make you know, hold up, I'm out of order right now. I need to get with that. Go ahead.
It says, for the violence of Lebanon, of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoils of beasts shall make thee afraid. Because of men's blood.
Because of what?
Because of men's blood. And for the violence of the land.
And for what?
And for the violence of the land.
So who committing violence across the land? Who committing wars all across the earth? Mr. White Man is the warmonger. He's the warmonger. And he walk all up and down here in flip-flops. Smiling, happy, pompous, running niggas out the neighborhood.
Right.
Sitting out on their terrace, drinking wine and liquor, and you niggas get locked up for a 22-ounce beer with a plastic paper around it. Say it again. But Mr. White Man can sit right on the corner, on the street, and with his drink and all of that. Drink and eat his food out on the terrace, be happy, and don't nobody pull up locking his ass up.
Nope.
Why don't nobody pull up locking Mr. White Man up for drinking his liquor in public?
That's right.
Go ahead.
For the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein.
And all that dwell therein. Go ahead.
What profited the graven image?
What profit them graven images, man? And the graven image is this. The graven image is your Christian cross. The graven image is Mr. White Jesus, fake Mr. White Jesus. Because his name's Cesare Borgia, his name is not Jesus. This was an actual man that lived during the 1400s.
Teacher.
Named Cesare Borgia. Right? And Jesus Christ is a Greek title, not a Hebrew name.
God.
So if Jesus was a Hebrew Israelite, why does he have a Greek title? Because you got the pedophile, dirty Greeks that gave him that name.
God.
You got the pedophile, dirty. This is the God love everybody Jesus. But guess what? The real God only loved the blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, the ones who got the best women on the face of the earth, the ones who got the strongest men and women and the smartest men and women on the face of the earth. That's God's chosen people. The ones that's on the bottom and invented everything in chattel slavery. Everything you see out here was invented in chattel slavery, was invented by the Israelites.
That's right.
Go ahead. I mean, like I'm going to say it again. We invented the cotton gin so we can stop picking cotton. In slavery. Why couldn't Mr. White Man invent a cotton gin? Why he couldn't, as a matter of fact, if he ain't got no melanin, why he couldn't invent the air conditioner? He should be the first one trying to run up under the air.
That's right.
Right, why couldn't he, that's why the cotton gin. Why he couldn't get the construction machines to gather all of the crops like they do now? Who built that stuff, man?
Jake.
And what are we? We are what you call we are the agricultural people. That's why they called us shepherd kings and all of that. That's right. Husband. Right. That's why we called the lost sheep. Like the brother said, husbandmen.
That the maker thereof had graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies.
And this, the graven image of Cesare Borgia, Mr. White Man made this image. That's why Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo are so famous for being damn liars. Mr. White Man put himself up on high for lying about every damn thing. Sure, sister. Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, some of the most famous painters for lying. Painting lies, iconoclasm, other images of black people. Of course you're going to be famous in the dirty liar's kingdom, being a super liar. Of course. Go ahead.
That the maker of his work trusted therein.
And guess what? They trusted in that. They knew that once they brought this over here and told us, look, it's either this or the sword. It's either this or the sword. So listen, they trusted in that. Because once you took that, you was finished. Go ahead.
To make dumb idols.
To make what?
To make dumb idols.
You see that, brother? That's a dumbass idol. That Mr. White Man right there, Cesare boy, that's a dumb idol. Give me Revelations 1. You're going to see why I said dumb idol. That's a dumbass idol right there. And guess what he did? He killed his brother-in-law to sleep with his sister.
That's right.
He poisoned his father, which was the Pope, the 6th Pope of Rome. He poisoned his own daddy. Go ahead. Give me 1 second. Read that back over, that last part over again.
To make dumb idols.
To make dumb idols. Hold, read that. Revelation, we're going to see how the Messiah really looked. That's why I said it's a dumb idol. We're going to see how the Messiah really looked. Give me Revelation 1.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So the revealing of the Messiah. They always say, don't nobody know what Christ looked like. We don't nobody know. It's records of it. The revelation of who?
Of Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
Which God gave unto him.
And God gave John the Revelator this revelation of the Messiah. Right? Jump down to 13.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
Yeah.
one like unto the Son of Man.
One like who?
One unto like the Son of Man.
So you know the Messiah name was the Son of Man. Right? Go ahead.
Clothed with the garment down to the foot.
So he had a garment on, but it was all the way down to his foot. Right? Go ahead.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
And a lot of y'all always say we look like Mortal Kombat or some Power Rangers, or we got a dress on. Now make fun of the Messiah, because he had a garment on down to the foot, and he had a solid gold war belt on, like we wear our imitation level or whatever belt we wear. Go ahead.
And his head and his hairs were white like wool.
And the Messiah's head, the hair in his head, and the hair on his face was white and woolly. The texture of woolly, fully gray and woolly. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
Fully gray. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes was red, because the man drank wine in moderation. If you drink wine in moderation over a week's time or 2 or 3 days, your eyes gonna be red. Go ahead.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet like unto what?
Fine brass.
See that brass right there? That ain't fine brass, but it's brass. Look at the top of that. A derivative of brown. Go ahead.
As if they burned in a furnace.
That's burnt brass right there. I burnt the tip of that. So that's the top part of the brass. That's how it looked. That's burnt brass. As if it burnt in a furnace. So now how did the Messiah look? He looked black as hell. Go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
So you know it was a black man because he sounded like Niagara Falls. If you stand beside Niagara Falls, you ain't going to be able to hear a single thing.
That's right.
So it said his voice as the sound of many waters.
Mr.
Mr. White Man ain't as powerful as us in no way. His voice, none of that. And I say all the time, us black men, we the loudest thing on earth. All black men loud. Some of us might got a toned down voice. All of us loud, and I say it all the time, you can hear a black man yelling and arguing with his woman all the way up the block. You live in the hood, you can hear the black man arguing with his woman all the way up the block. So that's describing our Messiah and his voice. Give me Matthew 15, 25, 24. Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead, finish that off. y'all another description on how Christ was, because really what happens, nah, go ahead, finish that off. Really what happens, like with this right here, when people try to guide you by this, when you watch the movies of this dude right here, he's really, I ain't even gonna say borderline gay. He's gay. It's a gay countenance. He got it looks like a toga, but it looks like a bed. He looks dirty. He looks like he got lint balls and gum in his hair. He looks like a dirty heroin addict. And he walk around, verily I say unto you, verily, verily, right? Give me Matthew 15:24.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24.
Right.
But he answered and said, I am not sent.
Matter of fact, Slocky, I ain't mean that. 25, 24. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, come on.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 19. Woe unto him that saith, the wood awake. To the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach.
To the what?
To the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach.
Right.
Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst thereof.
And it's no laws or it's no breath in them. All your idols is dead. Your idols is dead. You know what I'm saying?
Just like you.
Sloppy. Excuse me, Israel. I got one more question. Go ahead.
But the Lord is in the holy temple. Let all the earth keep silent before him.
Right. Right. Shut them idols down and let all the world be silent for the Most High. Serve the Most High. Hold on, Israel. I'm looking for something. I just had it, brother. It's scripture right in my head. It's like rapid fire. 25.
Hi, I miss y'all.
Hey! See how he smiled? You like that love right there. You like that like brother. You know what I'm saying?
What they would say false Christ?
No, 25. That's our brother right there. Even though he gay, that's our brother. We done dealt with him a few times. We done had rough times with him.
Yeah.
That brother was sincere. He could, if he didn't mean what he said, he would have cussed us out. He done rolled past and cussed us out the window many a time. We done had physical encounters with the brother. The brother put out a knife on us. You know what I'm saying? And we dealt with him with some real love last time. You see what he rolled past and said this time? Hey, I miss y'all. That's right. That's right, bro.
Yeah.
It's about that brotherly love, huh? Go ahead. No matter what's going on, right? When your people see that you really love them, no matter what issues they got, and they sincere, and they got a real ear for what you doing, and they got a spirit on them, because the brother talked to us, he wants to repent. He don't want to be gay. The man got a daughter and everything. He does not want to be gay. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 24.
Right?
Then he which had received the one talent came and said,
Right, this is one of Yahweh's disciples. So we're going to see if his image is like this corny dude right here. Go ahead.
Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man.
He's a what?
A hard man.
So why is this disciple called Christ a hardcore man? Why you never see pictures or movies depicting Christ as a hardcore man? Why not? Because they want you zoned in on this. They want you zoned in on God loves everybody. when Mr. White Man walk up and down the block, they want you to think that's God's people right there. That's Jesus' family members right there. I gotta look at Mr. White Man like he Jesus. He got Jesus' blood in him. And he know he walking down the block with the damn pig's blood in him. He know it. That's why they keep you on the bottom. Because if any of us get up a toe, listen, it's over with. It's already over with anyway. Because we up a toe. We know who we are now. We up a toe. It's just all in the Most High's works and plans now. We just got to sit back and let the thing rock on out. That's what we got to do. Go ahead, read that over again, King.
Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man.
He knew Yahushai because Yahushai was a hardcore man.
Reaping where thou hast not sown.
Right.
And gathering where thou hast not strong.
Right.
And I was afraid. And I was afraid.
And he was what?
I was afraid.
Anybody, y'all know anybody? Why pastor don't tell you it was people around Christ that was afraid of him?
That's right.
That's right.
Why they don't tell you his men was afraid of him? Go ahead.
And went and hid thy talent.
What did he do?
Went and hid thy talent in the earth.
And he went and hid that money in the earth. He said, I'm going to put this thing in the earth. This thing go out. This man smacks people up and everything. Matter of fact, give me, what you got, Luke? Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 20.
Right.
And another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound,
Here go it in another scripture. Go ahead. But
which I have kept laid up in a napkin.
Right.
For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man.
He did what?
For I feared thee.
He did what?
For I feared thee.
Telling me, oh Jesus, that loves the world and peace amongst everybody. You telling me one of his disciples feared him? Go ahead.
I feared thee, because thou art an austere man.
And austere means stern and forbidden. That's what austere means. That's why in the other scripture it said hard, because he was hardcore. He didn't take no mess at all. He was one of them jokers. You like, man, how was I coming around? Come on in. Hey, listen, y'all remember when Samuel used to live in the wilderness by himself. When Samuel used to come to town, they used to be like, what is Samuel coming here for? Because when Samuel came to kick ass. Samuel came to town to kick ass. And he was a man of the Lord. So you think his Messiah is going to be a choir boy? Go ahead.
And he saith to him, out of thy own mouth I will judge thee, thou wicked servant.
Out of my own mouth I will judge you, you wicked servant. Why they don't read these things to you about Christ? How hard he went. Go ahead.
Thou knewest that I was an austere man.
You know I go hard. You know I go hard. Why you ain't do what I told you to do? That's why you were scared, because you didn't do what I told you to do. Give me 27. Verse 27. Yeah.
The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those my enemies.
Hold up, Christ got enemies? But what?
But those my enemies. Which would not that I shall reign over them.
So Christ said, any of y'all that won't get out, any of you don't want get out, that you should not that he reign over you, you should not that he be your Lord and King. Go ahead.
Bring hither.
Christ said, bring him here. Bring him right here in front of me. Go ahead.
And slay them
and
before me.
And do what?
And slay them before me.
Bring it out. Christ, old lily white Christ said, bring whoever will not, who's refusing for me to rule over them, bring them in front of me and kill them. That's right. That's right. My pastor don't read this type of stuff to you, man. But guess what? They walk past and say, we teach hate. We teach hate. What you got, kid? Go ahead. me Job 38:3. Give me yeah, give me 2nd Ezra 10:33. Give me Proverbs 8:4. Proverbs
10:33?
Yeah. It's time for us men to stand up, man. It's time for us to get together and start taking care of our families and our homes.
Right.
It's time for us to start taking care of our women and everything, man.
Time.
You know what I'm saying? It's time for our women to start having confidence back in us men now, man.
That's right.
It's time for our women to start seeing that they kings and they lords is back.
Bring it out.
They need to start seeing that. Instead of us out here loafing around so much. Yeah, we got problems. We got major problems. But it's time for us brothers to start standing up like we supposed to. And you, give me, matter of fact, hold that. Give me Hebrews 10:26 first. This is the problem. Why a lot of our women don't respect us or the other nations. 25, huh? Right. This is why our women don't have, and our families now, some of the men in our nation don't have confidence in us. This is the reason why. Go ahead.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Because you got a lot of these Hebrew lonely lights. These individual lights. Not what?
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Uh-huh.
As the manner of some is.
As the manner some of you Israelites do. You hate the brotherhood. And most of the time, the men that hate the brotherhood, they effeminate and soft. And they come and always attacking brothers with their little emotions, their little effeminate emotions.
Right.
Because they scared to stand up like men and band up with their brothers and take this kingdom back. They too scared of us telling Mr. White Man he the devil, so they won't band up with they already killing us, nigga. They already been killed us. They done everything they could do. They done everything they could do. They cannot invent nothing else.
That's right.
So it's time for us men to stop being scared of Mr. Slave Master White Man. It's time for you to start trusting in your God. You got the only one and true God, the Creator. That's your God. Go ahead.
But exhorting one another.
But doing what?
Exhorting one another.
We're supposed to encourage one another. We don't supposed to forsake the brotherhood, the unity, as some Israelites do. Go ahead. What you got?
It's the book of Job, chapter 38 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Gird up now thy loins like a man.
What the Most High say do?
Gird up now thy loins like a man.
So the Most High said, get you some intestinal fortitude, brothers. Get some intestinal fortitude like a man. Go ahead.
But I will demand of thee.
And the Most High said he demanded you to get some testicles. Go ahead.
And answer thou me.
Answer that calling. The Most High said, answer my calling. Get some testicles and answer my calling.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10, verse 33.
Right?
And he said unto me, stand up manfully.
What the Most High say do?
Stand up manfully.
What the Most High say do to the Israelite man?
Stand up manfully.
We're supposed to stand up like men. Go ahead.
And I will advise thee.
The Most High said when you stand up like a man, then he gonna have your back. Then he gonna advise you.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 4.
You know why? Give me 1 Peter 2 and 9. Give me Revelations 21:5. Go ahead.
Unto you, O man.
Unto who?
Unto you, O man.
Unto who?
Unto you, O man.
So that's why we're addressing the men right now. Unto you, O men of Israel. Go ahead.
I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
Because guess what? Mr. White Man, he can overcome our women. So the Most High said his voice is to the sons of men. It's time for us to bring this thing back home now, man. Right? Go ahead. What you got?